family, and friends having a good time. Not only are we after taking care of our customers, we actually have a little bit of fun. Try to make sure our customers have fun too.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey folks, Gary Miles here, Miles Automotive on Cattle Hill Drive. Just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about us, talk about me, talk about the business, and tell you a little bit about our dealership and what we do. I've been selling cars in East Tennessee since 1994, right out of high school. At that time, I was written videos and apparel, and I didn't have a real job until this one. I say real job, no professional career or something. Made it famous, and I worked at the boat dock up at Hendersonville. I did a little bit of everything, odd job, just sticking around young men. Finally landed at the Ford store in downtown Clinton. Came in as a young man, didn't know a whole lot about interviews, a whole lot about sales, and came up with a little bit on the bottom scale of things. I never had a whole lot in my life, and I learned at an early age that if you don't have anything, you have to work your butt off and get it. So I started and quickly became one of the top salespeople there in the first couple of months, and stayed that way for several years. And one beautiful thing about working there is that my cousin Ray, he allowed me to learn anything I wanted to learn. Sent me to any school that I wanted to go to. Taught me everything about the car business. Taught me that no one car deal is worth the reputation. Customer comes first at all times. And it's not about just the cars, it's about the people. You can replace cars every day. The customers are hard to come by. Not, if you treat them right or not, when you treat them right, it balloons into more business, balloons into family and friends and relatives and just acquaintances. People start recommending you, getting them to you because they know you're going to take care of them. You know you're going to help them through any situation that you have. And after about a couple of years of selling, they promoted me to finance. At the time, I didn't want to go. And I was young and doing really well for myself, and didn't have any bills or any kids, or wasn't married or anything of that nature. So I was a little reluctant. And I told them no at first, and told them I'd go home and think about it. Over the weekend, I thought about it, and I thought, I may make a little bit less money, but I'm going to learn, and I'm going to learn a little bit more about the business. So I went ahead and elected to take that job. So I went ahead and financed, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made. I started learning the numbers, the banks. I started building relationships with banks that have lasted to this day. I've got buyers and lenders that have known me since I was in finance, and that was back in the late 90s. I did finance for a couple of years, and that helps me when I call in and tell somebody something. Hey, this customer is in this situation, and this is the truth, and this is what's going to happen. And they know that I'm going to tell them the truth. And sometimes that makes a difference and helps people get into a car they couldn't have normally got into. So that helped me out in my career. And again, I learned that not just relationships with customers, but relationships with your lending institutions matter. So relationships in general are what really makes everything go. So I stepped forward and went into the new car management. Started running the new car department at the Ford store in downtown Clinton, and learned how to deal with allocation, that's how many cars you get from Ford, and learned how to deal with rebates and incentives and advertising and all that stuff that's involved in new cars, and continued to help in finance and help get deals done because of those relationships I'd built, and grew a little bit more and learned a little bit more, and took that. And a couple of years later, I became the general manager. I started running the dealership in general. Started running all the advertising, helping in service, helping in sales. Started implementing programs that helped us win the President's Award 3 or 4 years straight. I mean, we did really well. The customers were happy. We learned about little things that make the difference when it comes to taking care of people. I mean, we all want to be treated the same. We all want to be treated with respect, regardless of our situation. Bad things happen to good people. We know that. And we like to help you through that type of stuff. I like to help you through that type of stuff. Well, I was there for several years, helped build a new store down by the interstate, and finally I wanted to branch out on my own and open my own little thing. So I went from a big, huge Ford store selling 300 cars a month to a little car lot on Clinton Highway that I opened up, Viles Automotive, back in 2009. April's when I started it. Me and two other salespeople were there, and about 25 cars, and I did everything. We cleaned cars, we detailed cars, we took them to the shop to get them worked on. We didn't have a shop back then. Um, I wasn't afraid, or neither was my employee, my guys at the time, to do anything to help any of the customers get anything done. We go pick cars up. If it needed to get done, we got it done. And we learned the hard way that hard work's what matters, and dedication to your customers is what matters. It always has. We slowly grew that from one little small location to moving that location to Callahan, where at that time we rented another facility was a prefabbed home and had the good lot on the front, but it also had some service, so we were able to start servicing our own cars. And slowly we grew, and I had some people that had worked for me before in the past in the Ford store in my earlier career that started with sales and worked their ways up into management. Had them come to work for me, and they helped me grow my business a little bit more. So I went from one store to 3 stores and a service center in the course of about a year and a half, 2 years. And slowly over time, we grew and grew and grew, and we had 50 plus employees at one point. Well, finally, I decided to buy my own piece of property on Callahan and have a better experience for the customer. We've got an 8,000 square foot building with 8 lifts, 10 bays, a detail department. We've got 7 salespeople. We've got a showroom to come and visit us in. We got my own facility, so that's nice. I don't have to pay somebody else for the place. I just owe the bank a bunch. But we go in here, we try to take care of you every day. I've got a great group of people that are working for me that care about the customers, take care of the customers. I've got Jerry in service, Jerry Turner. He started in the very beginning detailing cars and working as a lot person at one of my locations. And he just busted his butt and proved that he cared. He was loyal and he worked his butt off. And slowly he went from a lot person, detail person to a mechanic in the shop to a service advisor to now he runs a service department. He's one of the best hires I ever had and one of the best employees I've got. And he does a great job. He cares about the customers. He treats them like I'd want them treated. If you have an issue, he works out and tries to get it done for you. I mean, these are pre-owned cars. Every now and then something happens and you need it fixed. We have the facilities and the manpower to fix it for you. We can fix a transmission, an engine, air conditioning unit, get you some tires, put a lift kit on your vehicle if you want to, put some brakes on. I mean, we sell 100 cars. We buy and sell between 80 and 100 cars a month. We keep 100 to 120 in stock. So we're constantly working on vehicles. So we've got the ability to work on pretty much everything. So that's why I built the shop. I don't want you to have to go somewhere else to get it worked on. That's why I always recommend a warranty on a pre-owned car. If you have the opportunity to put one on. It's so much easier for you to walk in and say, hey, Mr. Viles, I got an engine problem. Well, you know what? You bought that warranty. Step on back there to Jerry. He's going to get you another one put in. That's so much better than you coming in a year later and saying you have an engine issue and I'm going to have to price you one they're not cheap, but I'm still going to give you a better price than anybody else, but I'm going to have to price you one and you're going to be out a little bit. I'd rather you have a warranty to protect you. And also gap insurance. We always recommend gap insurance in everything we sell because say, for instance, you owe this much on your car and you total it and the insurance company's only willing to pay this much, it covers the gap in between the two figures. That way you're not out cash and still own a car that you can't even drive anymore. That's why we recommend gap insurance. But like I said, I've got some really key employees. I've got Betsy in service or back up in the accounting office that she just does a phenomenal job. She helps us with our accounting. She takes care of our titles and our payoffs and any kind of issues that may arise. She helps with the banks. She helps with the floor plans. She's been working with me since 95, I believe, early 90s off and on. She's got the experience to pretty much do anything. She's my right-hand lady, and she does a great job, and we're glad to have her here. If you ever get a chance to talk to her, she's a sweetheart. Also, I've got a great sales team up front. I've got Tandy Van Zant, which has been off and on working for me for a couple of years, and she's really, really a quality employee. That she really cares about her customers, goes out of her way to make sure everything's right, and she can do pretty much anything. She kicks in. She's a real team player. She's learned finance. She's learned how to get deals done with the banks. She's learned a lot in this last year because I came back into the dealership. For a while there, I was buying cars, and that's pretty much what I was doing. And I came to the point where I was kind of over having managers in general. Some reason sometimes you get that title and you get kind of, I guess the word is complacent, and you don't really have the drive that you had before. So I came in myself and just eliminated that position and helped my sales team and gave them a little bit more and taught them how to handle things for me and handle things for the customers where they didn't have that knowledge before. So we've really had a phenomenal year this year. It's made a big difference in customer service. It's made a big difference in the dealership as well. Like I said, my door is always open. If you ever have an issue, come see me. If you can't get a hold of me, get with Jerry in service. If it's a mechanical problem, get with Jason or one of my crew up front, and they'll help you with anything else. Um, Also, I've got Chili, my car guy. He started with me back in 2017, and he has done a phenomenal job. He went from that guy that didn't show up on time, young man still going, to that guy that is here early, putting balloons out. He's here late, putting things up. He's here to help every salesperson and every customer on the lot. He's just a great guy. Busts his butt. He's an awesome part of the team. I've also got Jason Wallace, who he's worked for me. He started again as a detail person, as a cleanup man several years ago. And he's worked his way up. Now he's helping me in finance. He's also helping me in the sales department as well with closing, putting car deals together for customers, getting the banks to step up and get things done for them. He's in there getting paperwork done as well. He buys cars for us at the auctions. So if you're looking for something specific and I'm not here, get with Jason. He's continuously buying them as well. We've got Miss Amanda Lowe that's she started doing insurance for us, and slowly we've taken her from insurance to her handling our banks and getting our stuff to the banks and getting our stipulations and things like that in that we need to get deals funded. And what I want to say about that is, like, if you're coming into us and say you are that secondary credit situation and you're trying to get yourself out of that bankruptcy, or your divorce just happened and you're trying to pick yourself up and rebuild yourself, you know what? We help you in that situation. We understand that bad things happen to good people. It just does. Bankruptcy, a death in the family, an injury, loss of your job, relocation, um, a divorce. I mean, anything, a sick family member that you have to take care of, that happens. And once again, we're here to help you reestablish or help you. You may not have been the breadwinner, and all of a sudden you don't have a car and you've just got a divorce and you've got to make it to and from work. Well, or you may have had a two-door car and you need a third row seat vehicle to haul kids around. We can help you there too. We pride ourselves in helping you in the situation that you're in get into a better situation so that you can continuously improve your situation as you go through. You could be currently in a Chapter 7 or Chapter 13 bankruptcy. We have lending institutions that get with your trustee, get the documentation we need, and we help you get into a quality ride, even if you're in bankruptcy. And if you just discharged, we can do that as well. And we've also got banks that will do as long as 84 months, which that's going to be on an expensive vehicle, of course. I mean, if you're going to spend $50,000 on a 2018 King Ranch F-150, you're going to want to get some term on her to get that payment down. But we've got rates as low as 2.99%. We've got banks that'll do pretty much every situation. First-time buyers. Say, for instance, you're a young man, young lady, been on your job over a year. You're just now wanting to get out there and get your own first car. You don't want mom and dad to have to help you, or grandma or grandpa. You want to do it on your own. We've got banks that'll do that. I've got a couple of local banks that have first-time buyer programs that step out and help you. And you can get that car. They'll spend up to $20,000 as long as your income justifies it. If it doesn't, they'll just scale us back to what they do justify. And that'll get that credit going. Heck, you might want to buy a house a few years from now and, get that credit going and get you to that point. And heck, your credit might be here, and you get a car with us and you pay on it well and you get your credit back up to here, and we can get you into that better interest rate, that better turn down the road. I mean, I've seen people come in with very low credit scores, buy with us, pay on it a couple of years, and come back in and have that low interest rate, that 7-something credit score, or that 800. I mean, it happens, and it's really nice to see that happen for people and see their lives improve. And you may be buying a car for your son or daughter who just turned 16. We've got cars like that too. I'll go across the country to get anything for you. I recently sent some drivers and some people down to Florida to pick up a Cadillac. for a customer that just bought it. They specifically wanted a certain kind of miles, and we found it, went and got it. Bought a Mercedes, one of those real fancy ones with the sunroofs and 2 doors, and it was expensive, but we went to Miami to pick it up, and we've gone to Ohio, Pennsylvania, we've gone to Texas. I mean, if you're looking for something specific, we'll go find it for you. I mean, just cars, we can buy them every day and we sell them every day. What really, really matters is you and how you're treated and what you're looking for. And hey, my door is always open. I'm always here to help you. And I really enjoy what I do. So if you're looking for a vehicle, and you have a family member looking for a vehicle or a neighbor looking for a vehicle, have them come see Gary Viles. Viles Automotive on Callahan Drive. Look at our website. Look at vilesautomotive.com. We've got most of our vehicles there. We added 20 cars last week. We'll add more this week as well. Again, like I said, always, we want, we need, we appreciate your business. Just remember, one name means more. Viles Automotive will step out and help you. Gary Viles will step out and help you. We support the community. We support local sports. We support UT football. We'll probably do the basketball this season as well. Folks, we're just East Tennessee people trying to make a living and trying to help people out. If you need anything, come see me. I'm Gary Viles, Viles Automotive on Callahan Drive. We want, we need, and as always, we appreciate your business.